Hello, and welcome to Book 3, Chapter 23 of You Should Be Reading. This week, I'd like to talk to you about Driftwood Ellesmere, the first book in the Driftwood series by James Davidge. Now, this is a series of books, I believe there's 5 of them out there, in which the young lady here on the cover, young Driftwood Ellesmere, named after, I believe, the island, Ellesmere Island, where she was raised, way up in northern Canada. Uh, she is she's a young girl just coming into her own, um, and she's been taught all about magic and the spirits that live in the world. The stories in here dwell very heavily and take from a lot of older mythos from the Native Americans and other cultures as well, I believe. Um, it kind of dwells on those things. Um, the author, James Davidge, um, I don't know exactly if he is Native American as well, but I believe he has some connection to them. Uh, and he's kind of writing these books in particular in a way that is meant to educate, I believe. Uh, the books themselves are not very, like as you can see, don't know if you can see that, they're not very long. They're very simplistic books aimed for children, but that doesn't mean it's uh, not worth your time because it also comes with images as well, interspersed throughout it. Now, I've read the first of these books. I've got 2 more on my shelves, and I'll be reading them eventually because I kind of want to check it out. This first particular one deals with her kind of telling her backstory in a series of flashbacks, as well as her going out into the world and going to camp for the first time. A camp that her guardian, uh, he knows the owner of very well. So she goes to camp and ends up uh, learning and making a new friend, helping to save some children from the evils of technology, as well as meeting the one who created these technologies. Now, there's a definite message in this particular book about um, technology basically like siphoning off your soul in a way, and it has this evil technological corporation that makes things that in turn ends up each of those devices takes away from the creativity of children, of the people that use them. So there's a very simplistic and very blunt message uh, in this book, and I believe in the other ones as well, because it says on the back that the Ellesmere series is the first of 5 novels that will chronicle the epic tale of a young girl who uses her unique skills to try and solve the world's diverse problems, including child labor, the extinction of animals, our logged forests, and war. Hers is a tale that is personal, mystical, timeless, and fantastically relevant to the issues of today. So that's kind of what you're getting into with this particular series. Now, as I said, I've only read the first one. Um, it is definitely, the writing style is definitely aimed towards children. The chapters are small, so they can be like read a chapter or have it read to them before bedtime, a couple chapters a night, that sort of thing to get through it. But it's also very good for children to learn to read on their own, and that I am absolutely on board with. I love the idea all to death. So I definitely think Driftwood Ellesmere and her particular saga, I think it's the Ellesmere saga, the Driftwood saga, Volume 1, uh, by James Davidge, is something that you should look into. Um, whether you want to read it on your own, whether you're thinking of getting it for your children or other young ones in your life, uh, that's all fine. Uh, but it's definitely worth the time. So there's not really too much more to say to it, as it's a very short book. I think there's only something like, what is it? Yeah, there's like maybe 28 chapters in this book. So the chapters are really short. This took me a day to read just at work, uh, which is ends up being about an hour and a bit in terms of break time. Uh, so it's not very long, not very hard read. So I would definitely check it out if I were you. I don't want to go into too much more spoilering in terms of the story. It's There's a lot of stuff in this story that is very much um, what you would come to expect from children's stories. There's some amusing bits in it that children I think would find, yeah, hysterically funny. One in particular dealing with a magic potion that makes somebody fart uncontrollably. So there's different things like that going on. So as I said, definitely kind of aimed towards children. But the story itself is, kind of a coming of age, a the beginning of a great journey. It almost has an almost Harry Potter feel to it, in a way, that the same kind of feel where you get somebody uh, who isn't like the introduction of magic and wondrous things that's going on. So yes, I'm going to leave that here because I don't want to get too far. If I keep talking about it, I'm going to spoil things, and I don't want to do that, especially for any little kids out there. So definitely check out Driftwood Ellesmere and the Driftwood Saga. And as always, if you like what I'm doing here, please give that like button a tap. Give that subscribe button a tap as well if you haven't already, so you can be kept apprised of when I put out new videos. And throw a comment in the comment section if you've read any of the uh, Driftwood Saga or anything else by James Davidge, or any other children's books that you think I might should have a look at. Because I'm always interested in new books, even if they are aimed towards young adults or even kids, because there's a lot of books out there aimed towards that specific subset that have amazing narrative stories in it. And you know me, I'm always big for stories. I like to sink my teeth into it. No, 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 no. So yes, please do all that. And as always, my friends, until next time, remember, you should be reading Driftwood Ellesmere by James Davidge. And I'll see you next time.